And praise the Most High. The water Abba. Glory to the King. Hey, the Most High real, so you gotta be real too. Got to be real. Yeah. I'ma fight, I'm gon' win. I got fire in my pen. In the end, it's just me and the man in the mirror, so I can't pretend. See the world through a different lens. Had a talk with my daughter yesterday. People be fake, so everybody ain't your friend, is what I told her. Ain't no heart in my chest, it's more like a motor. Ain't no slowing down to stopping, y'all should roll on my shoulders. A king that come with the hood, tryna be wise as a cobra. Cause the car broke for the vultures, frankincense be the odor. What shine brighter? A diamond or a pearl, with a gift from the Most High that's strong enough to shock the world. With just like lightning struck the world, I'm clearing up the dark places. When Negroes were in Europe, that's the real dark ages. Tears of blood shedded, knowing one day I'd be beheaded. I just pray that when he sent for me, I'm ready. Every day a different blessing, every song contain an extra. Say I'm nothing, but they ask me how I feel to be a legend.
Ain't no pride in my heart no more. Ain't no hate in my heart no more. I'm just a soldier for Christ. I'm just a soldier for Christ. I done seen brothers fold in this walk, I've been through it. They tryna divide us, we can't let them do it. Ain't no hate in my heart no more. Ain't no hate in my heart no more. Yeah.
Hebrew wasn't an option, had to make a decision. I do nationality, I don't do religion. Before we went in slavery, we wasn't Christians. All praises to the Father that he gave me vision. I ain't trying to preach to y'all, I'm just trying to reach to y'all with these commandments that I'm commanded to teach to y'all. Psalms 8:3, King David got it poppin'. In this country, being a Hebrew Israelite just ain't an option. They give us all these religions that don't belong to us. Keeping these laws and these statutes and commandments is a must. We ain't no Egyptian, no Buddha, Muslim, or Christian. It's a whole lot of facts in history that be missing. My people is stiff-necked, can't tell them nothing. Them ways of them heathens, look, them is not our custom. The past that never broke down the patience of the saints, but they title us bywords and things.
Ain't no pride in my heart no more. Ain't no hate in my heart no more. I'm just a soldier for Christ. I'm just a soldier for Christ. I done seen brothers fold in this walk, I've been through it. They tryna divide us, we can't let them do it. Ain't no hate in my heart no more. Ain't no hate in my heart no more. Yeah.
2020 you have food functions, a 2-day event. Of course, we're gonna get some word in. Outside from it, you know, we'll gather and have artists performing. You know, it'll be activities for the children, so on and so forth. But I keep y'all updated and brushed on it. You got something, King, before we go get started?
I just want to say, with the title being "The Strong Man versus the Weak Man," it's not a physical state. It ain't a state of strength, or who can lift the most weight, or who can push the most weight, or who can't lift the weight. You know, when you say strong man versus weak man, it go beyond the physical strength or the flesh. So it can go from mental to spiritual. So just letting it be known that it ain't talking about the physical strength. It ain't talking about that. We not talking about that. Which the scripts not talking about this. So that'll be it though.
Come. All right, so when we talking like King saying, the strong man and the weak man, different things we face with. You know, what's gonna prove you? You know, what's gonna prove your faithfulness? You know, what move you? You know, even in a lot of instances where people believe themselves to be strong or believe themselves to be macho, or, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I give you this one. We program now, our people mainly, our women mainly, have been programmed to believe that being independent, you a strong, independent black woman. Strong, independent black woman, and we accept that. We adopted our women, adopted and accepted. They take hold of that, you know what I mean. But that's not something to be happy about. That's not something to be glad about. Saying you strong and independent by yourself. The Most High made us to be one, to unify the man with the woman, and together we stronger. We stronger together and weaker divided. All right, so but let's open up though on the tip as far as the strength. Go to 1 Timothy 4:8. Open up with this. So in that case, and again, family, y'all know, if y'all been keeping up with me, I know it's kind of late, slightly delirious, still had a day, but we want to get this word out nonetheless. I pray that it touch a soul, if it be but one, and then even outside of it, if no soul be touched, it's just all praises to the Most High, or to be able to get the blood off our hands. 1 Timothy 4:8, go ahead, Ken.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 8. For bodily exercise profiteth little.
All right, for bodily exercise profiteth little. All right, so in that case, you got a lot of people now, it's just been an explosion of brothers and sisters going into the gym, we're eating healthy, so on and so forth, and we getting our bodies in shape, and that's necessary. We need that. All right, but it said it profiteth little. Not that it don't profit at all, brothers and sisters. We need that. But what's more profitable is to strengthen the spirit. Go ahead.
But godliness is profitable unto all things.
All right, godliness is profitable in all things. Go ahead.
Having promise of the life now is, and of that which is to come.
Right, having promise in the life that now is and the life that's to come. All right, so when we fast, when we pray, when we keep the commandments, the faith in Christ, when we powering up like that, that's gonna profit us not only in this world, but also in the world to come, the life to come after judgment, to usher us and get us into the kingdom. And that's where we want to go. A lot of people not thinking about what's gonna happen to them after they pass. All right, but we want to be doing those burpees and lifting the weights and all that in the spirit, definitely, along with working out at the gym, along with eating properly, so that we can power up not only physically but spiritually. All right, because everything is spiritual, and first, before things are even physical, they spiritual. All right, let's go to Matthew 10 though. All right, so even like what I mentioned though, brothers and sisters, that you have some of us walking in this walking with Christ in a world that's totally against us. Everything's set up to be or cause you to not keep the commandments. They promoting their pork left and right, man. Pork donuts. Man, bacon donuts? Donuts with bacon on.
All the time.
You know what I mean? So they putting their swine in our face. You can't drive down the street or on the expressway without seeing something that's sexual. You know what I mean? I can't speak for every other city, but I know here in Memphis, like I said, you got psychic reading houses left to right, all down. You got the sorcery, talking about with the medicine, Walgreens, CVS, every corner. The music that's being played, the majority of the time what's being promoted through the movies is not something that's righteous. So we trying to live a life, we have to be strong. People have to be strong to be able to say, you know what? Yeah, my flesh is urgent to listen to this. My flesh is urgent to do this. But I got to be strong enough to say, no, I'm not going to do that. And practice discipline. And that's where strength come in. All right, but understanding this too. When we make those choices, it takes strength to choose the Most High. I'm going to give you this story. I tell you this. From where I come from, the path and the journeys are like many other brothers and sisters. I had to make a decision to say, yeah, I know these people going to think this and that about me. I know they might feel this way about not seeing me no more, doing this and that no more. But I had to be strong to say, I don't really care about they decision, what they think. I got to be more concerned with what the Most High think. So I had to put down the world, pick up the Bible, and walk with the Most High. And in doing it, the Most High made me stronger, and He showed me more. Like the people who you thought was in your circle, the people you thought had your back, guess what? They ain't even had your back. The majority of them, they weren't on the same thing you want. Because just as sure as you change your ways for righteousness, they start talking about you. They didn't want to be around you no more. They didn't want to be friends and cool no more. They don't call you no more. You see what I'm saying? And to go on that path, you end up being lonely. And it takes strength to be by yourself and walk with the Most High. But guess what? We came in this world by ourselves and we leaving out the same way. It's a lot of people, I'm going to say it like this. It's a lot of people who weak-minded because they more concerned with getting stripes about their partners. They more concerned with, what he going to think of me if I don't say this? Like I said before, we living in a time where if I tell another man, thank you, or excuse me, or I apologize, or forgive me, if I do that, I'm weak. If I open the door for this woman, say, no, you got it. Let me hold the door for you. I'm weak. That's the world we living in. But it's the flip side, though. It takes more strength to forgive somebody than to kill them. And believe, I know about this. Right. It takes a lot more strength for us to have to forgive somebody who did us wrong and not bust their head, not go in on them. And when they deserve it, to say, well, you know what, Father, I'm going to let it go. And you deal with it then, Father. Man, that take a lot of power and strength. Can't no weak man do that. It's easy for me to shoot off on you. It's easy for me to load up the scrap and come to your block. That's easy. It's easy for folks to start spitboxing. It's easy. You know what I mean? It's easy for a man to say, well, you know what? She want to keep hollering at me and cause problems. I'm going to leave her. It's easy to do that. But your children are. It takes a strong man to be in situations where these people doing you wrong and you still have a mindset to say, you know what, I ain't gonna even take it to the same level you at. Like I said before, why fight fire with fire when you got water? A lot of us ain't choosing the water. All right, so what I tell you to get though?
I'm in Matthew 10.
Matthew 10, start with verse 35. So even on being strong, brothers and sisters, the word ain't for everybody. Let me put that out there again. Got to. He that have an ear, let him hear. Every word ain't for everybody. I'm not trying to reach every soul. I'm trying to reach whoever it is that the Most High want to be touched tonight. Or even nights to come. All right, but when we choose Christ, when we choose to live this life, this the hardest life. You know what I mean? For somebody to disrespect you and you have to having to respond still and yet with love. You know what I mean? And even in that though, with love. Sometimes people get that so misconstrued. Love ain't always soft. You can be a weak man or a weak woman by feeling like, well, I'm loving my children, I'm loving my companion, I'm loving my brothers and sisters by being quiet when they doing wrong. No, you got to be strong enough to, like I tell them, I care enough to not care. I care enough to not care. So when you out of line, or if my children out of line, guess what? Yeah, I love you, baby. I love you, son. But you just did that, and I didn't talk to you already? Now you finna get it. You finna get the discipline. Gotta be strong enough to do that type of stuff. All right, but go ahead with the word.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father.
All right, Christ said, I came to set a man at variance against his father. Go ahead.
And the daughter against her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Go ahead.
Verse 36.
Matter of fact, start with verse 34.
All right, verse 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth.
All right, Christ said, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. Don't think that I came to send peace. Go ahead.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
I came not to send peace, but a sword. All right, and that sword gonna divide households. This sword gonna sever and cut down different relationships. You thought that was your homie. That's not your homie when you chose Christ. And you saw that. You thought that was your homegirl. Y'all done did everything in the world. But as soon as you said, man, you know what's up? You know what, man? We the chosen people. We supposed to be keeping the commandments of the Most High. We supposed to be trusting and believing in and having faith in Christ. Oh, no, you crazy. No, we ain't cool. We can't be friends no more. Don't come around no more. He said he kind of sent a sword, and that's going to divide even relationship between parents and children. Siblings, cousins, friends. It don't matter. Because in the end, what's going to matter is if you get in the gate. Did you do what the Most High said was required of you? Did we do what the Most High said was required of us? And at that point where you didn't gain stripes, you didn't got your status up in GD, Vice Lord, Crip, Four Corner Hustler, all that. Your own gang clique that you done start. When you get your status up and all that, guess what? And your status ain't nothing with the Most High. Oh man, it's like, look, you might well be ready for a punishment worse than finding out you false flag. You might as well be ready for the punishment. People be weak, so weak. I'm talking about these gangs. You so weak you can't stand alone. And this ain't talking about every gang member. A lot of us lost, so we run into these gangs for family and security and to fill a void, looking for love in the wrong places. But I'm talking about certain ones who get into these gangs because you can't stand by yourself. You got to run with a crowd. I get that though.
Verse 35.
Verse 35.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father.
Go ahead.
And the daughter against her mother. And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Keep going.
And the man's foes shall be they of his own household.
All right, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Now imagine that. You came up in his household, whatever kind it was. I know I learned that every family is dysfunctional because every family got problems. Every family got problems and issues. All right, so whatever household you was brought up in, these are the people you've been around your whole entire life. And then you come up to the point where you choose the Most High and you choose to change your ways. Now everybody in the house is against you. That's what this life will do to you. And on the flip side, for the people who choose the world and do those things that satisfy the world and Satan, guess what? Everybody love you. Like we talk about brothers and sisters in the truth now, even myself included, having a chance to go to a level where you a so-called celebrity. You famous. You get money. You got a deal. You know how many people have flocked to you for that? Because of the fame? But what the book tells us, when you choose Christ though, people going to separate from you. People going to hate you. All right, and even in the walk to where people come into the walk. But guess what? Because they're not able to endure, they leave the walk for different reasons. Because of, you had a problem in this congregation. You had an issue with that brother in that body. Oh man, it's just like the Israelites, they just crazy. Man, what do you expect for us to be at if we've been lost not only for this 400 plus years that we serving here in America? Don't forget, look, it don't start there, brothers and sisters. We got to go back to Exodus and Egypt, where we were serving. We was losing our identity then. Then had to go through the Babylonian captivity, the Medo-Persian captivity, the Greco-Roman captivity, and then bring us up to today. We've been losing ourselves for more than 400 years, detached from our true heritage. So now, in just a little bit over about 70 and 80 years, if I'm not mistaken, I think since the 1970s, 1960s, we come into the knowledge of knowing who we are as the Israelites, and you expect everybody to be right. Now, it takes strength to even know this person ain't got it all, but I'm going to still love you. I'm going to still deal with you however I can. It takes strength to forgive. It takes strength to keep going even when you don't know what it's going to turn out like. Keep going.
Verse 37. And he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
He that loveth father or mother more than me, more than Christ, more than the Most High, he said he ain't worthy of me. She's not worthy of me. Go ahead.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than the Most High is not worthy of the Most High. Why? Because the strength gonna come into play in the future about how much you love these people who are around you. Christ not telling us not to love them. He said you can't love them more than me. Why? Because when they get to kicking in these doors, brothers and sisters, like they demonizing us right now, saying you an Israelite. Oh, you an Israelite. You an extremist. You a terrorist. You a threat to the country and the nation. Oh, no, we can't have you. We need to round y'all up, put y'all in these quarantine camps. What them Bibles is? We need whoever got a Bible, whoever said they are Israelite, whoever got fringes on, whoever growing their beard, whatever woman got her head covered, wearing a dress, dressing modest. Oh, we need you. Come on, you need to come with us. When it comes to that point, you have to be strong enough to be like, look, however it go, I'm laying down my life for this. That's what we got to be. You got to have that kind of strength. And loving your father or your mother or your children, because look, this is what's going to happen. When they start doing it and they amp it up, guess what they're going to say? Listen, we finna kill your children in front of you. You're going to either denounce the Most High and we're going to spare your children, or we finna kill your children in front of you. We finna kill your mom and your daddy right here in front of you. Unless you denounce the Most High God. And at that point, you know how real it is. If they making a threat on that level to say, we're going to kill somebody you love, if you don't denounce or reject your faith, that proves even more how the scriptures is real. And we got to have this strength to say, man, look, the Most High gave me my parents and he gave me my children. He gave me to my parents. Listen, do what you going to do with them. And after you do that, man, put one in my head. Because ain't nothing finna change. I'm laying down my life about it. But the weak man, the weak woman, please don't do that. I don't want, okay. And you forfeit your soul. And the soul of your parents and your children. They still kill them. Yeah, that's what's coming. Finish the verse out.
All right, verse 38. And he that taketh not his cross.
All right, he that taketh not up his cross.
And follow after me is not worthy of me.
All right, so dealing with we got to go through this thing every day, brothers and sisters. We got to stand every day. And even in the time when we do get weak, it's not saying that the strong man can't get weak. It's not saying that the weak man can't get strong. But in those points when we get weak, man, we gotta re-energize through the script, through the fasting, through the praying, through doing good and not forgetting to do good and communicate with our brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? We gotta unplug from the world a lot of times. We gotta unplug from our family. The Matrix. And go look at that movie with your eyes open now. See how many signs in there. Let me see if there's anything else. Go ahead with 39.
Verse 39.
Talk to him.
He that found of his life shall lose it.
All right, he that found of his life shall lose it. Now understand this. Let's talk about that. Purpose. Whole lot of people don't know their purpose. In other words, they haven't found themselves, your true self. But when you find your true self, which is in Christ, which is in the Most High, you're going to lose your life. Meaning, those things that you used to, those things that you were doing normally, all that's going to pass away. It's going to move away from you. It ought to. Because good and evil can't dwell together like that. Oil and water don't mix. Somebody going to have to leave. Move away. It's going to be a separation. And guess what? It's for your good. It's a lot of brothers and sisters who they go through separations. They go through separation, and because of the separation, they go backwards. They go backwards, back into the world. You ain't gonna miss nothing. You ain't been missing nothing. I can tell you what every rapper rapping about who knew before I even heard a CD or album from or a song from them. They talking about their girlfriend gay. They talking about money. They talking about shooting. They talking about snorting or snorting pills, selling dope. They got the keys. They ran clean. The same old thing.
Right.
All right, so but in this case, he said, he that found of his life shall lose it. When I found the truth, the way that I was, my old man, how I used to be, it's no more. Even the things that I had, to usury, what the scripture called it. You know, speaking to women and get money out of them. Even the money that I got from them and the things that I purchased with their money, it all disappeared. I don't even know where it went to. I don't even know where it went to. The clothes, the shoes, I don't know where it went to. But all those things were given to me, or I gained those things in a lifestyle that was unpleasing to the Most High. So he had to take everything away to rebuild me up the right way. All right, go ahead. Finish that verse.
Finish in verse 39. And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
All right. And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. So let me go back. It said, he that findeth his life shall lose it. All right, so we're dealing with this portion. If it's not for Christ, if it ain't lining up with the word, and you get into that, when you find your life, rather it be, okay, I always wanted to be a rapper. I always wanted to be a football player. I always wanted to be a doctor. I always wanted to be all these things, but the Most High didn't have it for you. Then guess what? You're going to lose it, because when you die, it's going to be vanity. It ain't going to mean nothing. It ain't going to mean not one thing. Like what we started off with. It said godliness profitable in this life now and the life to come. I always wanted to be the best bodybuilder. I was just dying to be the top trainer for the calisthenics. And you finally got that. You finally got that title, and you still gonna die and burn in hell because you don't know the Most High. Or because that's what took preeminence and priority over what you thought mattered. It takes strength to walk with the Most High. That's what I'm trying to tell people. It ain't nothing, man. It ain't nothing to do evil. It's so accessible. It's easy to get into sin. But it's hard. It's made harder now to do what's righteous. Because they taking all the righteous stuff out of the way. They shunning it. They demonizing it. Mm-hmm. They tell you, no, you don't. If you reading the Bible, you crazy. Like I made a post recently. They telling you, forget about what happened during all those atrocities that we suffered during slavery. But remember 9/11. Remember that though. But the script tell you remember these things because this is how you're going to prevent it from happening. And this is how you recognize prophecy. All right, but that's a whole nother message. Let's go to Leviticus 19. Leviticus 19 and 17. It takes strength for me to sit here and do what I'm doing now. It took strength for me to say, you know what, I ain't finna rap about no more nonsense. I ain't finna promote no more nonsense. I'm not finna do it. I'm not finna be encouraging people to do evil. Give you this story. This back in high school. You know, I get the message from one of the homies at the time. You know, I had a song called Had It Up to Here. Get word from him. He say, man, little villain. That's what they would call him. He said, man, little villain. Every morning before I go to school, I play this song. I go to school, man, ready to slap him. Ready to slap somebody. Ready to do violence. You know what I'm saying? But now, on the flip side, realizing the power and influence that come with music, listen, it takes strength for me to have to sit down, and brothers and sisters across the four corners of earth who are doing it. It takes strength for people to sit down and actually try to write a song that's positive, that's righteous, and then aside from that you can bob to and feel. It takes strength for me to say, man, no, I ain't finna use no profanity in my music. I'm not finna glorify no kind of evil in my music. That takes strength, but you got so many others that say, well, hey, everybody else rapping about dope, I'm gonna do it too. Now you a follower and you weak. You weak-minded. Doing what everybody else doing. That's why there's a whole lot of inventions that's supposed to be in the earth ain't in the earth. A whole lot of breakthroughs that we were supposed to have, we ain't got them because you got too many people following out the next man. Instead of you sitting down and bringing your contribution and what the Most High put in your soul, in your spirit, to the table. You neglecting that to act like the next person. You weak, man. You weak, sister. But you ain't got to be that way. You can shake up out of it. You can come up out of that and start choosing to do what the Most High made you to do. Start living the purpose in which He made you for today. When I tell you, go, yeah, get that Leviticus 19.
Leviticus 19. Sir.
Verse 17.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17.
Talk to him.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. And it's a lot of weak brothers and sisters who be hating, who be jealous, who be envious. Never had a conversation with the brother or sister. But you mad at them. Don't know nothing about them. Didn't have enough strength to approach that person. Hey, what's going on with you? Man, who are you? What's your name? My name is so-and-so. Didn't have enough strength to do that. Man, that's a weak person. If you hate, man, if you a hater, you weak. It takes strength to be, you know what I'm saying, to show love. Go ahead with the verse.
Continue with verse 17. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. Now, what does that mean? That means, when my brother out of line, guess what? I don't care how he feel, I need to correct him. And guess what? When I'm out of line, bro, I gotta be real enough, strong enough to correct, hey bro, you off. But what happened a lot of times, you get people who got a circle filled with yes men and yes women. Yes, they just agree with everything you say. I ain't checking you on nothing. Therefore polluting you and spoiling you even more. Making you more wicked. Real love got a balance in it. It ain't gonna feel good all the time. It ain't gonna be soft all the time. It ain't gonna be kind to you all the time. It's gonna be tough sometimes. Sometimes the love is, man, you just disrespecting me on a level, bro. Man, we finna have to go outside and throw the gloves on. If we can't talk it out. All right, but a strong man, a strong brother and sister, yeah, you might even be nervous because you don't know how they gonna take it. But go forth with the word that when the Most High moving you, and make sure it's done in wisdom. Make sure you're not being no hater. Whatever that is. Yeah, Satan the Lord rebuke you. But anyhow, when get another one. When the brother and sister out of line, then what's supposed to happen? You supposed to correct your neighbor. Let them know, man, look, man, no. And even if they don't receive it, you did your job. Man, it takes strength. And I'm going to say this too. You got people who, they see brothers out on the street ministering the gospel, prophesying to the wind. Oh man, that's terrible. They don't need to be doing that, yelling and so and so, so and so. Now, I don't agree with all of them, how they do it. But nonetheless, guess what? It takes strength and boldness to say, you know what, man, I don't know what's out there in them streets, but I'm not coming out here to play no music for people to dance to or nothing. I'm coming out here with the word of the Most High God with a Bible in my hand. Like I said, I'm not talking about all of them. I don't agree with all of it. But you got people that'll talk bad against folks who street preaching. And then on the flip side, you got people who street preaching who talk bad about folks who broadcast over the line. Man, look, when you got scoffers, people like, oh man, that ain't right. They just want to have something to say and go against you. Man, you got to be strong enough and bold as a lion to still stand and put their word out. No matter how they feel. No matter who like it, care about it, love it, hate it. No matter what they feel. Because it ain't about them or you at the end of the day. It's about the Most High.
Come on.
All right, but people be so weak. The reason you not on YouTube is because you scared. The reason you ain't hit the street preach is because you scared. The reason you ain't went into the homeless shelter and brought your baskets and all that, sister, is because you weak-minded. But you mad at this other sister because she getting out and doing it. She doing the work. Finish that verse out.
Finish in verse 17. And not suffer sin upon him.
And not suffer sin upon him or her. When I'm wrong, correct me. Be strong enough, man. Be real enough to tell me where I'm off at. Because I'm going to be strong enough to tell you. Look, bro, hey, I know you hostile and mad, but man, look, man, calm down, man. Or whatever the case may be.
Let me say something too, Sean.
Go ahead, King.
Yeah, a weak-minded person will be considered like, well, just say if somebody had a good thought in their mind to go do something, but this same person will be like, no, man, they gonna respond like this.
Yeah.
Or no, I don't think I need to do that because they might slap the bad out my hand. They might cuss me out on the block. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they gonna take it, so I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But be shameless in the club to be on the middle of the dance floor, throwing up the hood. Talking about you ready to shoot the next man, cause he looked at your girl. Or you know what I'm saying? Just a weak-minded person right there.
It is.
Somebody who tend to try to think for the next person. Oh no, they gonna react like this. Now the Most High sent you on a mission to go and do what you need to do, no matter if they like it, accept it, respect it, hate it, neglect it, or what. You were sent on a mission to do that, no matter how they feel. You know what I'm saying? If we got enough nerve to dress half naked when we walk to Walmart, we should have enough heart to speak to that man, that brother, sister, and say, hey, look, you know we got laws, statutes, and commandments, and we got to live a certain way. You can't be eating that pig or eating that whatever that shrimp, that lobster, or catfish, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It takes strength to do that. It takes strength to go against that thought in the back of your mind telling you, hey, no, they gonna laugh at you. They gonna laugh at you. It takes strength to go against that thought. You know what I'm saying? Even though like me and bro be on the street, you know, it be thoughts like, okay, what we might get into today. But I ain't never let that stop me because it's a mission I gotta do.
Talk to him. It's
a mission I gotta do. We all know we don't do that mission, we fail that mission. So this is all I want to say too. Can't just touch on that right there.
Come, all praise to the Most High. So even like what you said, you brought something else to mind. The shameless mindset. Prime example of the weak and the strong. Go to the plantation, job, work, whatever you want to call it, or just around any people, right? At the job, I can hear old men, old women, just saying whatever. Oh man, last night, man, I had one up in there, you know, next thing you know, her husband called. I'm talking broad and loud, no word, he don't care who listening, she don't care who listening. Twerk right there in the spot, everything. But then, they say, well, you bring her, hey, you know, Saturday's the Sabbath day, it's the Most High Sabbath day, right? Oh man, we can't talk about that in here, we can't talk about that. Man, dog. Be so, or even like this. Man, I don't give a F about what it say about me. I'm talking about you ready to scrap in the warehouse, right? You ready to scrap at work. But then they say, hey, you know, them white folks. They talk everything loud, but then it come down to the Caucasoids. They look around and whisper, you know, white folks do that. White folks do that. That's what they whisper. Man, how weak, that's a prime example of people being afraid to speak on righteousness or stand for righteousness, but all, I'm talking about full sale for vanity and wickedness. Full sale for it. I go with verse 18.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
All right, thou shalt not avenge or bear any grudge against the children of thy people. It takes strength to forgive, brothers and sisters. For somebody to wrong you, and you still be like, man, you know what? You got so many people say, man, you let that go, you let that slide. But guess what? The same people who went with the folks who saying, man, don't let that slide, don't let that slide. When you got locked up, when you in that cage, you went to prison for gaining them. And guess what? You still ain't got a visit from gaining them. The same people you want to ride and bust heads for, the same people you want to show out and get your stripes for and all that, guess what? They ain't going to even be there when you doing the time. It's going to be you by yourself. When you in the grave, it's going to be you by yourself. They ain't going to be with you. Because you had a weak mind to be influenced by a group of people. Instead of saying, man, what's really right? You ain't even think about your child, man. You ain't even think about your children and how many other lives going to be affected by you going to jail or being dead. That's how it go. Talking about, it's a lot of people too. We were talking about this. You got a lot of weak people The weak people will be the main ones talking tough. And guess what? To the other weak people, they look tough and believe to be tough. Yeah. But then you got a lot of strong people where you get to talking and whatever else, and they just quiet. Or every time you see them, like, man, what's going on, brother? Showing you love, and you get in your mindset, your wicked mind, to feel like that person's soft and weak. The whole time, that's the strong person. This is the guy, this is the woman. She quiet because she know what she about. He quiet because he know what he can do. And he ain't trying to go there. Let's go to Exodus 23. On that note, people being weak-minded, not able to stay on the path themselves and follow out the righteousness, or just do the right thing, period. But more so being influenced by the masses and the crowd and what everybody else doing. Exodus 23, start with verse 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 1.
23.
Yeah, I'm in 23.
You said Exodus 3. You got it though.
Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
All right, put not your hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. All right, so don't be around here flogging. You weak when you do that. It's just like this. If I lie to somebody, guess what that means? That means I'm afraid of you. That means I fear what you can do to me or what you can say to me. So to be a liar means you weak. You got to be strong and stand for the truth. Whatever come behind it, man, look, this is what it is. All right, go ahead with the next verse.
Verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Thou shalt not what?
Follow a multitude to do evil.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. So because everybody going this way, that don't mean that they right and going the right way. Don't follow no multitude to do evil. Oh man, we finna go just like what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Little Haiti, Black Wall Street, to our people. You got these folks, it said it started off with like 100 of the heathens. 100 of them. But then over time it turned to 200, 300, 400, up to it was like 2,000 of these folks coming to our neighborhood, everything black on, brown on rather. 2,000 of them. It said in 24 hours, it cost, in that time it was like 1.8 million. But if you compare the price to now, to money now, it'll add up to be like billions for the damage that was done. Burning the buildings down. Said they left up above 300 of us killed, and they said they don't think that's accurate. They think it was more than that. Several of us went to jail, but you had a unruly multitude of these people because they felt like this man didn't even know, because this wicked woman lied on this brother, saying that he bumped into her and fell on her in the elevator. He 18, 19 years old, and then it ended up causing all this havoc behind it. None of them checked to say, man, is that right? None of them checked to see that. But in this case, because everybody's saying, oh, that's wrong, that's evil, you don't follow no multitude to do evil. Oh, we finna go jump so-and-so. Why you won't get the one-on-one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me say something too.
Go ahead, King.
Yeah, right there about following that multitude of evil. You know, we see that a whole lot in our society today, like the things we look at. Now, basically, more so the music we listen to. You know what I'm saying? From these new rappers, especially these female rappers, male rappers as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When Jeezy came out, everybody wanted to follow the multitude to go trap or die. You know what I'm saying? When Gucci came out, everybody wanted to be 10, 17. Never seen a brick in their life. You know what I'm saying? Some when they got it and got locked up behind it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But this dude right here still making music 20 years, talking about the same thing with no indictments. Mm-hmm. Just like all these new rappers, the Stallion, Cardi B's, all these women, they see these women and they glorify them, and then they go imitate them, and then they end up following this multitude to do evil. Because Cardi B ain't teaching you to go to school and dress modest and do this. She teach you to go there and shake your butt and F with me and get some money. You know what I'm saying? That what she teaching. I don't too much know about the other one, but I know they all teach stripper music. You know what I'm saying? They all rap stripper music. And like I said, all the men rap murder music. But they rap murder music, ain't none of them caught real murder charges yet. That I ain't seen. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's all a facade. Everything is made up to push an agenda for our people to follow this multitude to do evil. And what brother's saying, what he's saying is that is a weak mindset to follow that multitude. Following the multitude is a weak-minded person.
Come on. Now we got multitudes to do righteous. We got multitudes to do the right thing. But like what Shem said earlier, you see that, you know, and brothers be like, man, I don't know if people gonna think I'm soft for going to do that. People ain't gonna respect me. People don't respect love. But like I said before, you can be foolish enough to think that if you want to. Because love is the same thing. It's a lot of people who dead and in jail because of love. And I'm not talking about in the wicked, man. I'm saying they went and said, man, look, I don't even care what it's finna cost me. You just play with my family. I'm finna go lay down about that. That's that type of love. So love don't make you weak. Not true love. I would finish that verse out.
I finish with verse 2. I'm going to start it over, okay?
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment.
All right, neither shalt thou speak in a cause after many to rest judgment. So just because they saying it, you going to see it. You ain't even investigated nothing. That mean you weak. All right, but we got an example of what a strong man would be in this situation. When we read history of Susanna. Everybody just ready to condemn Susanna. You had only Daniel by himself like, man, y'all folk crazy. Y'all ain't did no investigation. Y'all finna just kill the daughter of Zion like that just because they said it. Yeah, it take a strong person like, man, all y'all wrong. And I know y'all wrong. This what it is, right? We need to do this in order to figure out what the real facts is. All right, but let's get something else, though. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras 14. Because we living in a time right now where you got a lot of people who woke to the truth, who know stuff, who know they Hebrews. You know what I mean? They ain't sleep. But because it's so many other people around them sleep, they figure that, hey, man, I don't want to have to change how I eat. I don't want to change these things that I've been doing my whole life. My grandma been eating pork her whole life. My daddy taught me this. They was doing it. Yeah, so, well, why won't you be strong enough to be the one to break the chain and the link? But instead, we continue on and do it. We continue on to be the weak, to fall in line. So many people weak. It's a lot of people who haven't come into the truth and never will come into who they supposed to be because they in relationships. And this one of the main ones. They in relationships with that man or that woman. And because that man or that woman don't agree with it, they say, all right, I ain't going to deal with it. They say, she don't like, oh, here she go. Or, oh, here he go. I'm just going to be quiet. And then they be quiet and don't speak the truth. Man, that relationship ain't worth your soul. Cut them off. Got to be strong enough to cut folks off. And ain't nothing wrong with cutting them off. Because guess what? Just as sure as they move out the way, the Most High bring the right person around you. Who is going to agree. So now you got a lot of people who getting wore down, who are strong, but they become weak because they've been wrestling with this same type of person that's contentious with them. This same type of person who don't agree with nothing they doing, who bash them about what they do, who hate them. You know what I'm saying? But they say, well, you know what? I don't want to take my chances out there by myself. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to lose this relationship. I put too much into this relationship. Man, listen, man. It ain't no relationship worth your soul. And just as sure, and that's what I'm trying to tell them. Look, if that person don't agree with you, it's somebody who do. You have to be strong enough to be patient and wait till the Most High bring that person into your life. You got to be strong enough for that. You got to be strong enough to walk by yourself. But everybody ain't strong enough. Some of us, we get that strength, we leave. And then we say, oh, it been 2 weeks. It been 3 weeks. It been 2 months. It been 3-4 months. And you go back to the same person and get this, not only the same result, but it get maximized. It be worse than what it was before you left. Ain't no sense in going backwards. Ain't no sense in going backwards, brothers and sisters. All right, what I tell you again? 2nd Ezra 14.
Oh, God.
2nd Ezra 14. Page 31 in the Red Apocrypha. We're gonna start with verse 13.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 13.
Read.
Now therefore set thy house in order.
Now therefore set thine house in order. Set your house in order. Man, it's time to be strong. Don't you see them killing us? If you dealing with somebody who feel like, oh man, it's just it ain't nothing wrong with it. Everybody ain't like that. It ain't no problem. That just happened. Now, if you don't look at the fact, like I done said before, if we look at the fact of how Negroes is getting killed by police, when you go look at the names of those folks, when you go look at their background, guess what? It ain't coming back as Muhammad. It ain't coming back as Ali Baba. It ain't coming back like that. It's coming back Mario. It's coming back Keisha. It's coming back McNeil. These is Negroes. And I'm saying that because it ain't even about the color, brothers and sisters. It's about the spirit and who you are to the Most High. We the chosen people of the Most High God. He gave us the promises. And because of that, man, they want to kill us. These Africans, we not Africans. They say we African Americans. Okay, if we Africans, if African Americans and Africans is the same thing, check this out. Why is it that they can come way from across the water, get a loan from the bank, go open up their flea market, no problem? But you've been here your whole life. You go to the bank and try to get a loan. Oh, no, we can't do that. Then your credit is 725. You got your own business. You got the money that'll be able to. You have. What's the word I'm looking for? What is the word? Not clarity. When you got something to pay back to them, I can't even think of the word right now. But you got the money to pay the bank back.
Credentials.
Not credentials. But yeah, you got the credentials too, and still get denied a loan. Why did it happen with you? Why is it that they try to change our history? When in Houston, Texas, a few years ago, why they try to change our history and say we came over as immigrants and we weren't forcefully brought over here as slaves? Why they tampering with your history? Why they tampering with our God? You know, you go look at, you ain't never seen a white Buddha. You ain't never seen Muhammad. You ain't never seen no white Krishna or Sun Yat Moon. But then when it comes to the scripture where the Savior is a Negro, the Most High, his father is a Negro, they go and whitewash him. Why they do that to yo, the one who look like you? Why is it that when like I said before, when they hit our neighborhood, drop the crack in our neighborhoods, they said we was criminals, we sick, we need to be in prison. But then when they got the opioid crisis going on, it's just a health issue. Why? All right, well, that's a whole nother subject in itself. 2nd Ezra 14 and 13.
All right, 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 13. Now therefore, set thy house in order, and reprove thy people.
And correct thy people. Go ahead.
Comfort such of them as be in trouble. And now renounce corruption.
It takes strength to say, man, you know what? And you can do it, brother and sister. You've been smoking weed since you was 12. You've been doing it since you was 12. I know it's a habit. I know you've been a player. You've been a Mac. I know you've been breaking tricks. for a long time, but you can break that spell too. Yeah, renounce corruption. I know you done got into a point in a mode where lashing out and being angry and being violent then got you far. Pride then got you far. But that ain't gonna get you in the kingdom. That's corruption. You can let that go. You can change that. Now is the time to change it. I know you had a problem with your parents, your mom and your daddy. I know that. The Most High know that. And not forgiving and holding grudges made you feel good. You felt like you were secure so nobody can hurt you. You ain't let nobody else in because the last person that hurt you. So you got that grudge going on. I know. But now is the time to renounce the corruption. Let that go. You're going to feel a whole lot better when you step into that light of righteousness. And when you figure out that the people you thought was your friends ain't your friends in your family, you're going to feel even more better. It's going to hurt, but it'll be better. You ain't got no fake love around you. Go ahead with the next verse.
2 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 14.
Talk to him.
Let go from the mortal thoughts.
Let go from the mortal thoughts. Let go of the mortal thoughts. Go ahead.
Cast away the burdens of man. And put off now the weak nature.
Put off now what?
The weak nature.
Put off now the weak nature. Put that off. Gotta learn it, man. Get into them commandments, man, in the faith in Christ. Understand that, look, man, walking alone is gonna be better. You got less people who can stab you in your back. Until the Most High put you around those people who like-minded like you, who can relate. Let me see if I want more on that. Continue on.
Verse 15. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times.
Keep going.
For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
All right, greater evils are coming. Greater evils are coming, so it's going to be a benefit for you, brother or sister, to change those things, to be strong. It's going to be a benefit for you. Just as sure as you let that go, the Most High got the perfect replacement for you. Whatever it is, whether it's the job, whether it's the relationship, the person you've been dealing with, no matter what it is, it's going to be better when He give it to you. But you got to be strong enough to choose that. You got to be strong enough to say, no, I know it's going to be a sacrifice and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm gonna roll with it. You got to be strong enough to do that. To look crazy sometimes. People don't know, like, man, I would have never did that. Yeah.
Let me get some on that too.
Go ahead.
See, on verse 16 it said, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Like we had said earlier, okay, we might have seen the guy at the corner store get shot. We might have seen somebody break in a neighbor's house. We might have seen anything. Somebody that ran over and somebody kept going. But like the king said earlier, like Shem said earlier, it's going to be people threatening to kill your children. This is greater evil than you have ever seen.
Talk to him.
You have never seen that evil.
Talk to him.
In the middle of your living room, y'all in there watching Family Guy. Next thing you know, your door swing open. And guess what? Some men coming in there with automatics. Tell you to denounce the Most High. Denounce Christ. This is evil you ain't never seen. You done seen evil before. You done seen this man shoot that man at the park. That was evil. Yeah, that was real evil right there for him to do that to his brother. But it's going to be evil that's going to come that we have never seen. People dying in multitudes. Major multitudes of numbers.
Talk to him.
And the main evil, like we said, bashing the children, splitting them up in our eyesight.
Talk to him.
And then turn around, the announcement still split them anyway. Man, that's evil we have never seen. And it's greater than the evil that we have seen. We all have seen evil, but I ain't never seen that in my eyesight. Man, this is all I want to reflect on it too, King, when I just reading it right there.
Come on now. Go ahead with verse 17.
Verse 17. Look how much the world shall be weaker through age.
Look how much the world will be weaker through age. Like now. Even if we get on an aspect and a subject matter of war, we in a time where I can send a drone to you. I ain't gotta never see you. You ain't never gotta see me. I'm gonna drop this missile on you, kill whoever with you. All right, projectiles. So I'm dealing with violence in a distance. But we come from a time prior rather, when you go to war. Look, we on the field with swords and shields. I got to make contact with you. I gotta see whoever my victim is, or whoever who gonna master or conquer me. They have to see me eye to eye. But now we done got so weak, you get the arguing, I'm ready to shoot. Or we so weak to where you get the arguing, now she putting something in your food. Yeah, now now they hating on you, but they ain't gonna tell you. And then you go down there to smoke with them and they lace it with red poison. Yeah, this is a real story. Happened to my brother. That type of stuff. All right, so we got to be strong enough even to separate ourselves from the people we think friends. We got to be strong enough to challenge and see who really is my partner. I'm gonna drop that. Go to 1 Peter 4 and 4. 1 Peter 4 and 4. All right, but a lot of us ain't going to make that decision, though. A lot of us ain't going to make the decision to come into the truth, to the feeling we've been having, knowing there's something wrong, something off, knowing we ain't being fulfilled. We ain't going to make the decision to change because we more concerned with what people think of us instead of what the Most High think of us. I know folks ain't paying your bills. I know folks, when you get sick and go to the hospital, they ain't going to be there to come visit you, to spend nights with you. That same person you in your mind, they didn't prove to you already. You got people who didn't already prove to brothers and sisters that they not real and not for them. But because they don't want to walk alone, they choose to still be cool with them. You dealing with this same person, telling how you love them and in love with them, and you know for a fact, if you get sick today and you needed them to wash your behind, they wouldn't do it. But you would do that for them. It got to be equally yoked. Friendship got to be equally yoked. Fathers of marriages, that got to be equally yoked. But we got to be strong enough to say, listen, this ain't what it is. I'm finna move on. All right, what I tell you, get that 1 Peter 4 and 4. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 4. Mm-hmm. Wherein they think it is strange, you run not with them to do the same excess of riot. All
right, wherein they think it's strange, saying that when you choose the truth, when you choose to be strong, when you choose to make that decision, saying, I'm going to do what's the right thing. It said those same people, they'll speak evil of you because you're not going to the same places they going. Oh, you don't go to the club no more, man, you lame. No, man, you lame. You've been doing the same thing for 20 years. Go party in the club where it is dark, they got music going. You can do that at the house. You can do that anywhere. Same people you party, you know the DJ, you know everybody who walk through the door. These same people, you leave one club, go to the next club, and the same people in that club. Man, that ain't no life. Come see and experience what it is to walk with the Most High. Come see and experience what it is to have different, to where people, you really dealing with people on the level where you touching their spirit. Talking about the people who done been molested because you've been molested. Because you've been raped. So the Most High put something in you to be able to speak to that person and then heal their heart. And it make you feel better. Everybody don't want that though. Everybody don't want that. Everybody ain't gonna make the decision. There's gonna be a lot of people who weak. A lot of weak people, they ain't gonna make it in. And there's gonna be strong people who become weak and they ain't gonna make it in. So matter of fact, what I tell you, is that all that? Read it over. So like
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 4. Mm-hmm. Wherein they think it is strange that you run not with them to do to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
Speaking evil of you. Now so many people be weak to that. Oh, they said this about me. They said that about me. My people gonna talk. Right or wrong, they gonna talk. So why should we have somebody to talk evil about us when we do right or wrong? Why should we be concerned because they're gonna do it anyhow? I'd rather for them to talk about me and I'm doing the right thing instead of them talk about me and I'm doing the wrong thing. Because even out there, when you find out that you're doing the wrong thing, they talked about you, they gonna talk about that too and laugh at you. But at least when you walk this path, they talk evil about you all they want. But in the end, they gonna see, oh man, we was wrong. We thought he was crazy. We thought she was crazy. We thought they weren't talking about nothing. We should have been on what he was on. Yeah. The righteous gonna get the last laugh. But you gotta be strong enough. We have to be strong enough to make it through that. Give me Matthew 24. Matthew 12, I'm going to go ahead, because it's kind of late. I want to continue on. We might have to extend this one, because I didn't really get into the details of the women, sisters. We're just touching on different matters, though, brothers and sisters. We got to be strong. Can't be weak. And sometimes they can be confusing. So after you get there, I got another verse. So we have to find a balance in when is it to be strong? When is it to be weak? Sometimes it's okay for the strong man to show himself weak. Sometimes it's okay for people to think you weak.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sometimes it's okay for that to happen. What I tell you, Matthew 24, let me get there with you. Matthew 24, start verse 12.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12.
Come on.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Because evil shall abound and be everywhere, it said the love of many gonna wax cold. A lot of people gonna stop loving. They're gonna stop being concerned. The violence gonna increase like it has. The evil on every level and every arena of what evil could be is gonna increase. And has increased. People not affectionate no more. All right, but go with verse 13. This is what we get into.
Verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end.
But he that shall endure unto the end. Go ahead.
The same shall be saved.
The same shall be saved. So we got to go through this. It said all that follow out the righteousness, all that follow out the Christ going to suffer persecution. So I'd rather go through a struggle and deal with problems right now for the right thing and then die and then get the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And receive the kingdom in righteousness. Instead of live a life of struggling, you know what I mean, having problems and all that, die and then burn in hell. 2-time loser. I ain't trying to be no 2-time loser. I pray you don't want to be no 2-time loser. All right, but it said the one that endured. That means you got to be striving. You might not have it right today. You might be weak today, as a matter of fact. Some people get so strong. There's something else. This is why we got to have that balance. Some people get so strong. Give me Proverbs 4:7. Some people get so strong, right? Because you strong, now you start talking about your brothers and sisters. You belittling them. You talking down on them. In that case, you become weak. All right, but we got to endure. So we gonna wrestle with this flesh. We're gonna wrestle with this wicked world until we give up the ghost. They say they living their life evil until they die. What do you say? Turn up till he burn up in hell. So in that case, man, let's live righteous until we lifeless. You hear me? What we got? Proverbs 4:7.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom is the principal thing.
Wisdom is the principal thing. Go ahead.
Therefore get wisdom.
Therefore get wisdom. Mm-hmm.
And with all thy getting, get understanding.
With all thy getting, get understanding. So we want to get some understanding on everything. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that don't understand. So I had the Most High blessed me, I would say, enough to give me the wisdom and the understanding in the case to see that I see all my partners going down the same road and they getting the same results. I need to do something different. I don't want the same result. Let me get some understanding about that. Let me not do this. But everybody don't get that understanding. All right, so in using that verse to bring out the fact that we have to have understanding on the time to be strong and the time to be weak. But with that, I'm gonna end it here. That's what we'll end it. I'm gonna close out though. I'm gonna close out with let's go to 2 Timothy 4:10, and then we'll pick back up, Father willing, if we allow the breath of life to be up in us next Thursday. And so long as the Father permitted, I intend, to have a word for the nation or for whatever soul we'll listen every Thursday. Sometimes it come on later, because we still dealing with life. But for the most part, that's the goal. That's what we're trying to do. All right, to get some word in on a Thursday night for those who hungry and want it. What I tell you, 2 Timothy? 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 10. So, the last thing I touch on for us tonight, we come into the truth, and I'm talking about those who come into the fold, but yet then they retract and go back. Go ahead with that verse. 2 Timothy 4, verse 10.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 10.
Read.
For demons have forsaken me.
For demons have forsaken me. Now, if you read before that, you will see that demons was running with Paul. Demons was in the truth. He was doing works. But he said, demons have forsaken me. Go ahead.
Having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica, Crescent, to Galatia, Titus, and to Dalmatia.
All right, so he said demons have forsaken him, loving the pleasure of this world that was present. So a lot of people, they come into the truth, and they keep looking back. They keep saying, man, I missed it. Man, I think I'm missing something. Or they try to keep going in a relationship that they know ain't good. That's toxic and poison. Whether it's friendship, companionship, or whatever. They try to go back and make those things work. And then they end up getting consumed, and then they leave the whole truth all together. They leave the fold. But it got to be in you. It got to be in you in order to be in the walk. All right, so with that, I'm going to say, shalom, peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Those that's in the know and those that's not, brothers and sisters, please keep the faith. Send them prayers up as I'm sending the prayers up for the nation as a whole and my own household. But bless y'all. All praise for those that tuned in. I pray that it was edifying. Pray that somebody heard and it was touched and moved by in a righteous manner. All praises, glory, and honor goes to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High.
Shalom.
Shalom.